Plaintiff Kathleen Hodges says the defendant is her daughter, and after she confessed to being a lesbian at age 12, Kathleen supported her. However, Kathleen claims the defendant's life spiraled out of control after she began dating her current girlfriend, and she's suing her today for unpaid loans. Defendant Nikki Young admits that her mother was always very supportive, but she denies that her girlfriend is a bad influence. Nikki believes her mother is suing her prematurely.
All right, start with you.
At 12 years old, my daughter came out that she was gay, and I had no problem with it, obviously. When she was 14, my daughter went to school with a T-shirt that said Barbie is a lesbian, and she was kicked out of school.
Really?
And yes, and Ron Kuby took her case.
What year was that?
2000, 2001, around there.
Did she win the case?
Yes, she did.
Good.
She won $30,000. It was a violation of her civil rights.
Right, it was.
I've always encouraged my kids to defend their civil rights. She went to school, she played basketball. She finished in 2006, probably top 10 in Queens. And she had numerous offers and stuff. Went upstate to school and...
she played basketball, did well?
Yes, she did. And she wound up getting her associate's degree. She came home to figure out what she was gonna do because it was a junior college. When she came home, she got involved with the girl that she's currently with, and I was not okay with it. Not because she's gay. The girl is nothing but trouble. My daughter goes out
like
on
what?
the week. She goes out. My daughter started drinking and driving. She goes out. She gets into fights. Every weekend I wait for the phone to ring that my daughter's dead because she goes to the bars with the girl. They get in fights. One weekend she came home. She had a cut over her eye. Somebody hit her. A man hit her with a bottle across the side of her face because she goes there, and obviously they think she's a boy. And I said to her, you know, she has to get it together. So with that, that's when the loan started.
Okay, let me allow her to give some background. Your mother said now you're living a destructive lifestyle because of your girlfriend, she says, the influence of your girlfriend. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
I went away in September of 2010. I got a full scholarship. Well, not a full scholarship. They made it seem that way, to Southern Connecticut State University. I played basketball. I had a falling out with the coach, and ended up coming home in December. My mom was very supportive of my decision. She's always been pretty supportive of my decisions, but I guess the whole money situation in my car is just, things haven't been working out between us.
All right, you didn't want to address the allegation about your destructive lifestyle?
I don't think I live a destructive lifestyle at all. I think...
You ever been caught drinking and driving?
No, sir.
Where do you get that from, man?
From her. She came home on New Year's Eve that she couldn't even walk, and I said, how did you get home?
I don't remember that, no.
How could she remember?
You
she
never
was
discussed
drunk.
it with her?
No.
This is the first time you're hearing it?
She's brought it up in arguments, but I thought it was just,
What did you say when she brought it up?
I kind of just ignored her, to be honest with you.
You never said anything back? You never denied it?
No.
It's called silent acquiescence in the law. That means you agreed. Somebody accused you of something, you would say, no, that's not true, even if you just say 3 words, it's not true, and walk away. If you say absolutely nothing, a person is saying, you murdered someone, or you did this and that and the other, and you just look them in the eye and don't say a word, that could be interpreted in the law, as we call it, silent acquiescence. Your silence means that you acquiesce. Acquiesce means you agree.
If I can't walk, how am I talk? You see what I'm saying? Like, if I'm that drunk.
If you can't walk, how you going to
Yeah, if I was that drunk, I mean, what am I really say to her?
Okay. Gotcha. So you didn't talk that night while you were drunk.
Trying to get her
You're one of the
hustle on.
first people I've heard that gets drunk and don't talk.
I fall
Good
asleep.
enough. She denies a destructive lifestyle, so let's get to the loans.
Your Honor, to just show how she, what a good player she was, in 3 years she made 1,000 points, which most kids
Why does she
don't
fall
make
out
in.
with the coach in 4 months? Why does she come
Do
back?
you want me to tell her a lie, or you want the truth? Because she didn't have a falling out. She lied and said that she had a note from the doctor that not to practice, and I would not back up her lie. So they turned around and, I'm sorry, Nikki, but they kicked her off the team.
Because she didn't want to play.
No, she didn't want to practice. She wanted to
she didn't
play,
wanna
but
practice.
she didn't want to
Right.
practice, and that's not fair to the other kids that were going to practice,
I agree.
having to run all those miles.
Let's talk about the loans.
before Nikki went away, Nikki had told me when she got up to school, she was going to get a job. And she didn't have the money to pay her car insurance.
You been to prison or to college?
College.
Okay, use college, because that's how they talk in the street terms as prison. He went away and went to school.
Well,
Where's so-and-so, man? So-and-so, he went away. Where's so-and-so, man? Where's so-and-so? He went off to school. That's street talk for prison. Go ahead, but
in July, she turned around and she knew she was getting ready to go to school, so she didn't have the money to pay her car insurance, and she didn't have the money to do repairs to the car. I started lending her money. The agreement was when she got to school, she was going to get a job and stop paying me back. She gets up to school. She says, "Oh, I'm overwhelmed. They have me with work study. They have this, they have that. I can't pay you. I can't get a job." Okay, Nikki. When she got kicked off the team, she said to me, when I come home in December, she knew she was coming home. She wasn't going to stay. She said, "I'll get a job." She comes home in December.
this
gets a
December
job.
of 2010. Go
And
ahead.
hasn't paid me back $1. Your Honor, the problem I have,
Let
though,
me have your list of repairs. Young lady, let me hear from you.
When I came back in December, I was trying to look for a job.
Let's start with the agreement. Did you agree that when you return, you would get a job and pay her?
I did, but when I was finished with school, and I wasn't even aware that I was being, sent home in December. Once I spoke to my mom, and she said, "That's fine. Once you finish school, you can finish paying me off." But I got kicked out, and then ended up coming home. I looked for a job. I worked at the eyeglass warehouse for only 2 weeks because it was on exit 48.
Okay, is that the only work you've done?
Yes, sir. Before I left
Is
the
that
school.
true, ma'am? She's only worked 2 weeks?
right, but
And
she
the
got her
agreement
tax
was, and the
check.
agreement was that she would repay you when she starts working?
When she came home
And
from
she
school,
only worked 2 weeks.
and hasn't given me $1.
For 2 weeks.
She lost the job.
Ma'am, I'm going
But
to
on
dismiss
top
your
of
claim.
that-
I'm going to dismiss your claim.
Your Honor, but
And
ask her what she did with the money. She got her tax check.
two
until-
weeks?
No, her tax check she was supposed to
Tax
give
checks
me.
from what?
From working from last year. Ask her what she
Okay,
did.
well, I didn't hear the last year part.
Okay.
Now, was that part of the agreement?
Yes, it was.
Young lady, were you to get a tax return from the previous year?
I was. I worked at Home Depot before I got
Did
the
you
scholarship.
agree to pay her with that?
I did, but I needed the money.
Okay, good enough. You agreed to pay her and you have not. Ma'am, what? I'm about to
But
give you a judgment. You like to talk too much. What
No,
is it you want?
You as a
What
parent,
is it that
I
you
just
want?
wanted you to understand, maybe you could talk some sense into my daughter. She took the money from the tax check. She gave it to my nephew to buy drugs, to double her money. That's what she did with it. This kid has such a promising future.
If she doubled her money, she definitely should be able to pay
He
you.
lost it. She didn't
Did you double your
it.
money?
I wasn't doing none of it. He was. So I ain't see the
lost
risk
it
in
on her.
it. If that's what he wanted to do, he was gonna take
So
his
you
money.
laundered your money for drugs.
he
You
lost
committed
it.
an illegal act.
It wasn't like that. Like it wasn't. we
That's
didn't discuss-
exactly what it's like. If you gave him money to
We didn't
sell
do-
drugs and he lost the money, this
He
is
didn't
what
put it
you
like
just
that.
told
But
me.
he didn't put it like that.
What did he say he needed it for?
My cousin said that he had a job lined up.
What did he need the money for, ma'am?
He needed me to lend it to him.
For what?
He didn't tell me specifically what
Good
for.
enough, but you later found out it was for drugs.
Yes, sir.
So you later found out that you laundered money.
Yes, sir.
All right, good enough. Now I'll grant you your judgment, $3,169,
Thank you.
because she agreed to pay with her taxes, and she admits to agreeing to pay with her taxes. And she has been raised properly, and so she has decided that she wants to go into this destructive lifestyle,
Right.
however long she wants to do that. So it's not much I could tell her. You have to give her, as I say, a little tough love.
Yes,
Wait till
you're
she
right.
comes back home and begs for you to help her because she's learned her lesson. And once she does all that, then you give her a second chance.
All
But
I
until
could do
she's
is
ready
pray
to do
for her
that,
until then,
until
because-
she's until then she's
Yeah.
until she's ready to do that, ain't nothing you can do. You definitely can't compete with her girl. I tell you that. And parents need to know that you can't compete with the girlfriend or the boyfriend. I don't care how
You're right
much you
about
think
that.
you can. All right, I'm right, am I not? All right, judgment for the plaintiff. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Nah, love you, Nikki. I just don't want to see anything happen to you. I just want you to get your life together, you know. I love you, Nikki.
Just glad it's over. It's over with. That's basically it.